So we want to thank everybody, whoever served, not just today, but every day, because that's very, very important. Obviously, co-host today, nonstop Terry Marie. Hello, Terry.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here, and happy Veterans Day to everyone and to everybody who served this country. And I just want to say thank you, Brian, for this long road to where we're at now. It's been a journey. It's been a fun journey, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I just thank you for all the opportunities you've given me, and just want to welcome our guests, and we're going to have another great show today.
Exactly. So we got to start with my friend Lamont. Who are you? Where'd you come from?
My name is Lamonte Good, founder and creator of Cyber Yoga. I'm from Akron, Ohio, but based in Los Angeles, California.
And your co-host over there, your friend.
I'm my best friend.
Yeah, my name is Charles. I go by at Cyberchuck 2.0, and I'm from California. I'm originally from Anaheim, and I'm also a veteran. So to all my brothers, just want to wish them a happy Veterans Day
All
today.
right.
Yeah.
What branch?
I was in the Coast Guard Search and Rescue.
Oh, wow. That's still important. Believe it or not, I worked at the Coast Guard. So you went to the Coast Guard in Connecticut, New London?
No, I was actually in Cape May, New Jersey, and then I was actually in Philadelphia off the Delaware River.
Wow. I was one of the first civilians to actually work in their mess hall, believe it or not. That was fun.
Nice.
Terry, that was my first job. I got $7.50 an hour in the late 70s working
Wow.
there. If you imagine that.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I think minimum wage, I think it was like $1.70
Like
something.
$2.
Oh my God, what was that?
It wasn't even $2 then
Wasn't-
yet. No, I was getting $7.50 an
Wow.
hour at the Coast Guard. One of my best jobs ever, working in mess hall, and they made us dress up in tuxedos. That was our uniform.
Wow.
So I was always working at 6 in the morning. So we'd have to be there. I would stay up. This is when I used to party all the time. I'd be going roller skating. I was doing not what you were doing.
Roller rings?
Yeah.
I remember those days. Those were fun.
They were
I'm dating
fun.
myself now too, but we
Well,
did those.
good. We could do
yeah.
that.
But you live in the best times, though. Those are the best
Yes.
times.
They were great. This is when hip hop, rap started, and I was the disc jockey back then, and that was great. So you think of 1970? I don't care.
I just
you
said-
think of 1977? I was there doing all of that stuff. So I was, if you can imagine this, I was the lone black guy in the white clubs when they
What?
wouldn't let minorities come into the clubs. I was the
Wow,
only
that's
one in, so you can
amazing.
imagine that. So I would be up all night going to the roller rink, skating. I would bring all my friends from East Lyme, Connecticut, who a lot of us are still friends on Facebook and at everything till this day. I introduced them to hip hop. So their first thing in 1978 was listening to Rapper's Delight. I had to make sure, because I went to an all-white high school, there was only 3 black families, I had to make sure I was going to be the disc jockey. Because in my mind, it wouldn't have been right if I wasn't. So that's what I made sure. So they called them sock hops, like right after the football game.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't in. Now I'm like going into all kinds of things, but I didn't want to play football. I wanted to be in the band because the band was the cool thing to do. And our band was one of the best in the whole state of Connecticut, which led me into the world of drum and bugle corps. But doing the things that you guys do, I was starting to do that, but I was doing it on roller skates. So I could do
Which is way
splits.
harder.
I can still do that stuff, but I can't do that stuff on rollerblades. I don't like rollerblades. And then when I injured my left knee, I was like, ugh. So I would be skating around, drunk, on
like
one
how
leg.
drunk.
I could still do it
Yeah.
on one leg on roller skates with my knee up.
What?
And then I couldn't stop forward. You know, you can stop forward.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. So I always skated backwards and I stopped backwards, no matter how fast I was doing on my heels.
Wow.
Do you have any photos or video of that? I would love to see.
No, but I can still do it.
We're gonna have to go roller skating now.
We gotta
I
work
would love to go
on that.
down
Yeah, we need
on Venice. Okay,
Why
I
don't
can
we-
I can still do it.
Why don't we
Gotta
do
get-
it?
I was
gotta get
so
footage of
good
it.
that I would race the bicyclers on the bike path, and they get pissed off at me because I could beat them. That's how fast I used to
Oh
be.
my
This is as
God.
little as 5 years ago.
We gotta get footage of that.
We gotta get it.
You know what would be fun to do, Brian, is that we should do a show at a roller rink.
I would love to go
That would
do
be
it.
so much fun.
I would love to go
I'd be all
do
over it.
that.
It'd be amazing. Yes.
But you know, one of the reasons why you two are here because Lamont, I've always admired the things that you've done. You've done some great creative things. Talk about the movies you've been in. Talk about how you started, and then bring your partner into the mix.
Wow, where I started. Well, I was really inspired and motivated by like superheroes, martial arts films, Michael Jackson, and so I just wanted to be like larger than life. So I somehow, some way got into TV and film, but breakdancing and b-boying came first, and then I wanted to make it in Hollywood, doing film, commercial. Fast forward. Now, you know, I created Cyber Yoga, which has been around for about 4 or 5 years. that inception, and then inspired my partner through his practice. Just now we're all here. It's just from like manifestation, loving what you love, training, dedication, focus.
Talk about always going to LA, because Terry and I would always go to LA Fit Expo, which is not going to happen next year, but in general. So you would always be there. So I have this great photo of you, you like balancing me up on your hoverboard.
Yeah, I was training you.
On
I was
that.
helping you.
And so this is the reason why I have the Segway Lumo. It's because of Lamont, because I couldn't get the hoverboard, and then at that point they started to explode because of the weak batteries that they had.
Yes.
And I'm like, I still want one of these things. I still want one. Because in my mind, I'm still roller skating, except on two things, if that makes sense.
Makes sense now. Makes complete
That's
sense.
why I wanted it. So I love those things like that. So, yeah, you're the reason why I got it.
Wow. Well, thank you, Brian.
So when Jack comes in from Jack Gillian, Segway,
Jack.
AI Technology comes in from Seattle, you're going to be on the show. So you're going to meet him, and Casey's going to meet him.
Okay.
Because he's going to love what you guys do.
I'm looking forward to meeting Jack for sure.
And Jack, he wants one.
I want one, Jack. So you heard that, Jack. Okay.
Exactly. Talk about the movies that you've been in. How did that happen for you? And then we're going to get to
Movies. Wow. So I had to come to LA, get an agent. My first big film that I did was a stunt performance reel, and that was in a movie called Clock Stoppers.
Oh, yeah, I remember
That was
that.
my first big film, and that was super huge for me. I was super inspired by that. And then I did You Got Served was like my biggest thing
Which is
ever.
a great thing.
Oh, that's a great movie.
You Got Served. Yeah.
Is that the one when you're on top of your head?
I'm the guy sliding on top of my head in the battle. I'm on the movie poster, so that was my huge thing. And did tons of movies, tons of commercials. Then I did step up to a small little scene in that. So mainly dance, but right now the major thing is getting Sav Yoga on film, and just get my team involved. So that's the next thing. Sav Yoga has to be on film. Let's make it a movie.
So you guys have been friends for a long time. How did you meet him? How did you meet?
I'll let him say.
So 1997 at a dance party, at a rave, we were breakdancing. He was on the dance floor. I was on the dance floor, dancing, sharing the same floor, and we just really had a bond. He would come over, hang out with me, then became my roommate,
Yeah.
and we always had a great bond. He's always had this pure soul and just amazing person, and always just so authentic and real. And we had lost connection for a while. I had went into a really dark place in life for about a long time of my life.
I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of where he's come, and
He reached out to me in June, or actually at the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
and I took that plunge to change my life. And ever since, I've just been inspiring daily, motivating, and just sharing that love that he showed me that I didn't feel I had in my life.
But it's not easy. A lot of people go through that. That's why I'm always calling a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll never forget. I guess I've always been like that. My friends are my family. My family is my acquaintance. My sister would always hate me for saying that, but it was always true. Because, I've always been that calling person just to check out. I was always calling just to say hi because I was always close to the people I grew up with in that high school. And we truly liked each other, so I took that on the road. So it's like when you come to California, you notice things are different. It's not like when you kind of grew up. Terry's different because she grew up here, being that Valley girl.
Yeah.
But
Thanks, Brian.
well, you are.
I did. I grew up in Sherman Oaks, California, so.
Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's one of those things like that where you find out you got to be checking on people because Southern California is a segregated place. It just is. And it's one of those things where, what year did you come to California?
Well, my mother came here in the early '80s, so I was a baby. I didn't really know, but been in California. No, I was even like early '80s. Been here.
So, did you ever go to Florentine Gardens?
I did.
I remember hearing about it in
How old are
the
you?
rave days.
I'm 42.
Did you go to Florentine Gardens?
You know what I believe I did back in the day? That was in Hollywood,
Yeah.
one of the clubs. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
Arthur was the disc jockey. I was always upstairs with Arthur because I was in Power 106 at that point. So think of Fast Lane. You think of all of those dance songs. I was there. That's where I learned how to dance. Now, so this is where I was watching because in Connecticut I was the disc jockey, so I was too cool to dance.
Yeah.
But I was really shy because people who go on the radio, there's two things. Either you have a face for radio or you're just shy. So I was kind of shy. So that's the other reason why I was the disc jockey. So
Yeah.
that's how you could get girls.
Wow.
It's just like joining a rock band.
I can't imagine he's shy.
I was.
I can't imagine it. He's got, he's
so
got,
much personality.
he works with all, beautiful co-hosts. Like,
I
all
was-
your co-hosts
I
are
was shy. So
you're-
Arthur, Florentine's Garden. You probably went on K-Rock night, which was Friday night, right?
and I went to all those places. I went to the Odyssey, which was
Odyssey was
the
kinda good.
Odyssey was what I was not supposed to be there. I was like in high school going there, and then that was, and then Hot Tracks. It was in
Oh,
place.
I remember that, too.
Yeah, that was on in Van Nuys, and then there was a place called I think Phases. I don't know. I
remember that, too.
Yeah, I went to all these clubs.
But here's another thing. See, you're a girl. You
Yeah.
could get in. So there was a guy named, I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. But he always wore dark glasses at Vertigo. Remember Vertigo downtown LA?
Yes, I went to all those
He would
places.
never let you in. The only reason he would let me in is if I brought 3 or 5 girls. These are the things that we had to go through.
Yeah.
So Florentine Gardens, the reason why I was always up there, because I was with Power 106. So we were the number 1 station at that point. So you remember Jay Thomas, Terry, you remember
Yes,
him?
yeah.
So Jay was our morning guy. So we were going up against Rick Dees with Kiss.
Rick Dees
You know,
in the
going
morning.
up against K-Rock. These were the battles, the radio battles. So I was there. So the Powerhouse parties. So think of In Vogue, Expose, Jermaine Stewart. You don't have to take your clothes off to have a good time. Remember all those stuff?
He went
Yeah.
back.
Tower Video. That's where I learned all this stuff. So I met everybody at Tower Video, even though I was working at Power 106, and I drove the Power 106 van. So I would always always go get into the clubs for free.
You never told me this story. I'm just now hearing this.
Brian's a historian, man.
That was one of my favorite stations.
Yeah, Power
Oh,
106
yeah.
was-
We were there. So we started the Powerhouse parties, where everything lit up. So if we started it at the Palace, so we always had the tickets and stuff. And then when the Wave came over, you weren't only supposed to work at one station. I worked at the Wave because you couldn't see the
Wave.
faces. They didn't let us talk, but they paid us $15 an hour to say nothing. You can imagine that.
What?
Yeah, people didn't like it because they need to hear their voice. I was like, I'm cool with
I'm
this.
still getting paid. so-
Exactly. I was having fun, but I was on 2 stations, but you weren't supposed to be. So going back to all of this stuff, what I used to do is led up to what you guys are doing because I wasn't in New York, I was in Connecticut. So we were waiting for all the hits. So think of Madonna. I broke out Madonna stuff, everybody, because her face wasn't on the cover, but everybody was dancing to it, weren't they? In New York, because everything was coming from New York. So think of this: Soul Train was here, so everybody was watching.
I have to
Soul
tell you
Train.
something, and I don't know if I've told you this, but I was on American Bandstand for 4 years.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I was a regular dancer. And now I'm
You
really
were?
dating myself. Yeah, in high school I was on American Bandstand. I will show you some old. I have to find some old videotapes from my mom. They're all on VHS, but I had like poofy.
Did you have blonde hair?
No, I didn't have blonde hair. I had dark hair, but it was like that curly '80s perm.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I would wear like the Madonna gloves with like all the bracelets. Yeah. So I did Spotlight Dance. I did Radio Record. Yeah, I thought you knew that I did American Bandstand.
No.
Yeah, I was on Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. Yeah, I mean, I was like everybody like in high school was like, oh my God, you're on American Bandstand. Yep, I did.
Wow. Wow.
That's amazing.
But again, it all leads up to what you two have been doing. So that's why I admire what you do, because I could never do that. I could do some of that on roller skates, but I couldn't do it how you do it.
Yeah.
So if you were to get up and do one of your handstands right behind your chair, what's the form that you would do?
Which is
What
amazing.
would it be?
The form,
Yes, just off the top of your head.
I would do a handstand Lotus, one arm hand balance.
Okay. If you move your chair out, let's see if we can see this.
Okay, let's get going.
This is amazing.
Proof is in the pudding.
That takes an amazing amount of strength. I mean,
wasn't
I
even-
can't. I mean,
I didn't move up properly.
I'm in the gym every day. I can't do that.
So here's
I
the
do.
thing. When did you first do that? And when did you think you could do it?
It's just like the possibility of seeing like in the dance scene, when you see that something is possible, we're like, oh my God, this is like completely achievable. So with that in mind, you want to learn this trick in that foundation. So it's just like practice and like repetition. So I was like, can I balance on one hand on Lotus? Let's see if I can do it. And so I just kept trying over and over until I finally achieved it. And so it's just like the focus and the consistency. Like you just don't stop like until you master the movement. Do it over and over and over until you finally get it. So anything is
See?
possible if you put your mind to
That's
it.
drum corps. We were always drumming to perfect what we were doing.
Perfection.
And always enhancing it, but just making it look effortlessly, because that's what you did. When you saw him on the dance floor and you saw him, what was he doing that caught your attention? Because if there's anybody to catch your attention, that says something too.
You know what, really, it was about, movements, of course, but I felt like there was like a synchronicity, more of like a brotherhood. So it's more of like, I can feel when someone's tribe. And so it was just that instant like attraction, like, that's my brother right there. I could like foresee that he is gonna be a good friend of mine. And so I can feel and just sense that he's a person that I connect, that I can really connect with on a genuine level on the dance floor, but as a friend as well.
Well, so when you mentioned Michael Jackson and going back to the day at Florentine Gardens, so all the lookalikes were there, and Michael liked them. And
Yeah.
so they would have, and I don't know if you were there sometimes, so every Thursday was Power 106 night for a while, and then Saturday, Sunday. Sunday was just ladies' night, and Sunday was the thing. So we would always take turns going to different things, and occasionally I would show up on K-Rock night because I wanted to hear what they were playing. At that point, they're playing Oingo Boingo, they're playing Spandau Ballet, and the
Duran
Cure,
Duran.
all of that stuff. Well, I ended up meeting all of them. They all
Yeah.
became, what was it, Robert Taylor, or what his name was? They all became friends. And then when they ended up coming into movies, I knew them from radio, so we connected. And so it's good to see documentaries on all those people like that now and what they were doing. And then occasionally you would see them in films or TV shows giving props to the arts, which I thought was great. Like when we have our Dreamweaver Ranch, you're going to be coming up performing all
Oh,
this
I'm
stuff.
there.
So you can bring
We're
our crew.
there.
That's going to be fun because
We're
it's almost together.
Okay.
I got some good calls today on the stuff that we're working on. So when you saw him, besides seeing that connection, what was he doing that stuck out though?
What was Chuck doing?
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of crazy footwork, like a lot of just interesting
I was
footwork.
just thinking that right now. Wow, you remembered. Yeah.
Footwork. He was doing crazy footwork, and I'm like, you know what? I like your style because back then, like the dancing was so like unique. Everybody had their own signature style of movement, and so back then it was very genuine. So he stood out. I was like, yo, this guy has amazing style, pretty dope. And so that was the overall connection. Just seeing how his body was moving and the formations. I'm like, okay, he's dope. And so we connected.
So for the cameras in front of you guys, show your shirts. Talk about why you came up with the logos.
Wow. How do I go in? I'm a fan of tech and technology and futurism.
Yeah.
And so I was really inspired by 80s sci-fi tech like RoboCop and the Terminator and all that. And so this is kind of like a small representation of that time. And Cyber Yoga is more about spiritual machine mindset. Like we are the highest technology the human body is. But I'm fascinated with like tech. And so it's just like that representation of like technology and like spirituality coming together as one.
Talk about when you decided to put on the Spider-Man costume. What was that like?
Oh my God, Spider-Man has always been like my favorite superhero character.
Terry, did you know he's Black Spider-Man?
No, I did not.
Uh-huh.
Now I know.
Reaching out to this company called the RPC studio on Instagram, I was like, I'm gonna be like the best Spider-Man ever on like Instagram. So I reached out to them and they sent me some suits, and I started making content with it, and people were going crazy over it.
So there's a
That's
great
confidence.
photo of you on
Wow.
the roof doing what you're doing.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, it's,
Were you on the ledge?
I was on the ledge.
Terry, you have to see this photo. It's incredible. I'm like,
I can already
he's on the
imagine.
ledge doing what he's doing.
I was on the ledge, just being myself, just doing what I do, and just loving, like, using all the skill sets and forms that I use, and just applying it to whatever I love, which is Spider-Man. Perfect.
So what are you two doing together now?
I'll let my brother talk.
So once he reached out to me, I started posting pictures, getting back into the whole breakdancing, doing moves, poses, and I started posting, and he goes, Team Cyber Yoga. Like, oh, that's my
Wow.
brother, that's
Oh, that's
team.
cool.
And I go, you know what? Let's create a team. I said, because a lot of your moves are intimidating to a lot of people. They think it's very beautiful and amazing, but they can't connect because they don't see themselves getting to that level, because he's really advanced in what he does. He's been practicing since '97. I said, let's get a team together where people can actually connect to individuals. Like, they could connect to me, they could connect to Dr. Moose, different people within our team, they can connect. So I started every day, I was writing down affirmations and kind of how I wanted to do my day. So motivation for myself. And I would read it to Lamont. Lamont was like, well, you know what? You need to put that on video, put that out there and let other people see, because you're motivating me. So I started doing motivation. So with that happening, we created the Team Cyber Yoga page, which we co-run. And every day we put content, we put pictures that hope to motivate people. On my page, at the Cyberchuck 2.0, I do the motivation, inspiration, and also I post pictures as well too. So just letting people know that, you know what, not to focus on the negative, we can always focus on the positive. So that's what I try to do every day, is send out love to people, just reminding people that they're seen and that they're loved. So that's my part on the Team Cyber Yoga, is the motivation part.
And that he does well, excellent. Team Cyber Yoga is more about, not just about fancy moves or tricks, but like everybody brings their own element to the table. His is motivation, mine is motivation, movement, concepts, whatever, but it's more about the state of mind is really important, the state of mind. And this is what Team Cyber Yoga is all about, is the state of mind.
Terry, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, we were talking earlier before the show, and we were just talking about how it's so important in the morning to have positive thoughts and negative thoughts, because if you have negative thoughts, those are going to drive your whole day. And I've been trying to practice this whole year, because this year's been very difficult for a lot of people, including myself. But I find when I try to like look at the good things in life instead of the bad things, my day seems to go a little bit better. And when I look at the bad things, that's when you kind of manifest the energy you put out there. So I really,
That's so true.
I really believe that, like, whatever, and it's the same thing where you're talking about the mind-body connection, even because I'm into physical fitness and I compete in fitness competitions, and it's all your mind-muscle connection. You know what I mean? And when you're working out, you have to concentrate on your body. Otherwise, you're not going to get to the goals on how you want your body to change. And a lot of people go to the gym and they're like going through the motions, and they're not getting it. They're not really getting the full benefit of that workout, because they're not connecting their mind with their body. And anything you do in life, it's your mind's got to connect to it. So.
Absolutely.
So I have
That's my thought.
a lot of people reach out to me, because how I start my videos is I say, good morning, family. I remind everyone they're family. Then I said, let's get this day started.
That's good. I actually like that.
And I said, let's get this day started, and let's get it started right. So a lot of people over time, hearing it every day, because that's how I start my videos, they start telling themselves, I need to get this day started and get it started right. So they'll message me and say, I'm getting my day started right. I'm getting my day started right. Let's get it started right. I'm like, wow. So it's actually catching, and people are actually repeating this, and it's working. It's really working, and it's amazing.
It's really incredible.
Yeah.
Set the intention. I'm so inspired and so proud of him.
And I like the fact that you guys started it with family too, because people don't realize that, like, it doesn't matter how much money you have, what color you are, how old you are, young, old. We're all spiritually connected.
Absolutely.
And we need to remember that and stop fighting with each other, because everybody is like in their own mindset now, and no one's like listening to anybody, and we all forget, we're all spiritually connected, and that's, so you have to remind. I mean, that's really good that you're coming out with
Family is
them like
huge.
this.
It's right above my bed. I even have this thing on the wall, a picture. It's a family tree, so everyone that comes over now will fill out a piece and stick it into the tree to be part of that family tree. I just started that.
That's
in my
pretty
house.
cool. I
Love
like
that.
that. What made you come up with that?
I was actually at a thrift shop, and I saw this tree. It said family tree on it, and I bought it. It was like $20, and then I flipped it on the back, and it had little leaves that you fill in your name, and then there's a pin that you stick it in. So I unpacked that, because I just moved back from Dallas, just right down the street, and I put that on the wall, and now I'm gonna have everyone that comes over fill it out and put that in there to be part of the family tree.
I love that.
Do you use vision boards also?
You know what? I haven't started on a vision board, but yes, that is something that we spoke about before. Yeah, all into
Because
that
that's
stuff.
something that I've used.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Terry, talk about you being in the world of fitness.
Oh, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? I don't know. I started competing, you see, 2014, but I've been into working out my whole life, basically.
First of all, stand up.
What do
I
you-
like the boots that you're
Oh,
wearing.
you like my, oh, okay.
Stand up. Let's see what you do.
What? Oh,
You
these
look
are-
really sexy today.
Oh, thank you.
Just fit.
Thank you. Yeah, so I always like to, motivate women that age is a number. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's about taking care of yourself and forget where you. Okay, how can I put this? I want to like back it up. Every morning you got to look at the achievements that you've made with your progress in your fitness. And keep moving forward. If you mess up, keep going. If you mess up with your diet or, you miss a workout, you don't think about it. Just keep moving forward, exactly. And you always get better. But again, it's about the mind connection. I am probably going to compete in either December or January this year. Again, I took a couple years off. Just because when you do compete, it takes a lot out of you because it's a lot about your diet. And it's not necessarily, I'm going to be honest, it's not necessarily the healthiest diet you do right before you do a bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
But as far as my, everyday health habits, I eat pretty clean. I have an 80-20 rule where, I allow myself to eat bad on the weekends because, this is a lot. We're here and we need to enjoy it. So I kind of, let myself do that. But when you do a competition, you don't get those cheat days.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
So
You know what we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna do a Fashion Fit Friday soon.
That would be awesome. Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
I thought about it for a while. I'm like, it's almost time.
because I want to do more stuff with fashion because it is boot seasons. That's why I'm wearing my boots.
And I like them actually.
Yeah.
Show your boots. You gotta show
my
your
Fendi
boots to the camera.
There you go.
Bam.
Yeah, some fancy boots.
Yeah.
Talk about what do you guys want to do with cyber yoga? Who do you see out there? Because it's not like you can go to clubs or anything. Like, how are you discovering anybody? What do you guys do? Where are you always shooting your photos? Where's that location at?
I'm shooting all over.
It looks like it's. Can you say where it is, or you can't say where it is?
Planet Earth is my playground, so everywhere is a.
That's a good answer.
That's a great answer.
Planet Earth is my playground. Like there's no limitations of where I can shoot. Like my mind is so open. I just want to shoot everywhere. So I believe like there are no limitations in anything. So it's just how my mind thinks.
You know what's funny about what you said about the earth being your playground? So before COVID, I always had this thing, I gotta be in the gym or I can't work out. You know what I mean? So now that I've had to be, when we weren't on full on lockdown, I had to be more creative on my workouts. And it actually kind of opened up some doors that, I can do this stuff at the beach. I can do this stuff,
Absolutely.
in my living room. I don't have to go to the gym every day, but
Why not?
I
Yeah.
still love the gym. But anyway, I mean, I found out creative ways to get my workouts in without, being in a room full of sweaty people.
I think they want to go to the gym so they can take selfies. I really think that's what it is. Not that she does it because she doesn't care if she looks like she's working out. She doesn't
Yeah.
want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Actually, it drives me crazy because the gym I'm at now, I'm going to a private gym, and a lot of people a lot of professional bodybuilders are there, and they're bringing their cameras in, and it's almost, I hate to say it, it's almost annoying because you got these guys that these pro bodybuilders filming themselves, and I'm just trying to work out.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so.
For
Yeah.
me, COVID
Yeah.
changed everything. So COVID changed my whole mindset about I look at everything as an opportunity. I'm like, oh my God,
Yep.
this parking lot's amazing, or this nature, or this beach is everywhere. So I'm just.
So it took for that to happen to see that, or you just didn't have time to do it before?
No, I saw it already, but then when COVID happened,
You're full.
everything was a lot emptier. I was like, oh my
Makes
God,
sense.
these parking lots, there's nobody here, there's nobody there. I'm like,
Oh, that's
my
great.
God, there's
Yeah.
so many concepts, so many ways that I could go about shooting. So yeah, there's that. So it's an amazing time to create content.
What's it? So, how were you when you were locked down? How was that for you mentally? Because a lot of people, whether they have anxiety or depression, everything has been brought up, and it's how people dealt with it. How did you deal with it?
So for me, it was really bad because I'm diagnosed PTSD through the military. So I'm disabled through the VA for that. So with that, I suffered a lot of alcoholism and drug use. So being stuck by myself all alone was really, really bad. Because now I'm alone, by myself. I can't go anywhere. And I'm sitting with my own thoughts, and that just wasn't okay. And even going to the VA and stuff was really, you know, COVID's going on, and just even trying to schedule to go to the doctor, everything was done like via like webcam, and you weren't really getting the assistance that I don't think that you.
And that's one of the reasons why I was always reaching out ahead of time to people. That's why I was always reaching out during, because you talked about what you went through. This has been the most successful year for movie reviews and more. Because again, I always tell people I started coming, and then I would call Terry to see what she's doing, or Sherry or whatever. And everybody's going through their things, but what are they really going through? Because I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, good. Now everybody knows what it's like to be locked down. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna create? And that's what I wanted to know. Either you're gonna do it or you're not.
For me, it actually helped me a lot. And what I can just say honestly is like, doing the plant medicine of ayahuasca completely changed my perception of reality and life. And I did that during COVID and gave me a lot of clarity on my life and where I'm supposed to be and where we're all going. And I introduced it to Chuck as well, and it completely changed his life as well.
And you said you don't have any aches or pains or anything that talk about that, because that's not normal.
No aches, no pains at all, because I just feel like my body is my temple, so I honor it, so I train mentally, physically, and spiritually on all levels, and I have no aches. I'm 44 years young and don't have any problems with my body at all, because I just
And
make
that's
it to-
incredible. That's not normal.
But everybody can have that if you just focus on like the discipline. It's totally doable, you know, but just being very mindful and conscious with your body.
Yeah. When did you realize that you maybe, because this is what I was telling people, this is why I was calling people.
Yeah.
I was thinking of those people, and I would tell Terry this. I was telling of those people that are by themselves, that can't go out, that may not be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I need help, where they may not even be able to get out of bed. Those are the people that I wanted to help. And I'm like, hey, you want to be on a show? And even when I knew he was fine because I'm watching him.
Yeah.
But you don't really know until you hear people.
Yeah.
But there was a region when I wanted to reach out to people and say, okay, now's the time to do it. Now's the studio, because what I've been finding out, I asked an engineer yesterday, and then a call on engineer was here yesterday, who's in the studio right now? I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
Really not anybody.
Yeah.
The answer is really nobody. We have the option of what we're doing, because since April 2nd, I'm not a Zoom fan. We've done 210 Zoom shows. That's 39, that's actually 40 weeks that we've done. We ended up getting over to 1.2 million views on our YouTube channel during a lockdown.
Wow.
I thought I was going to get there 2 years ago. Remember when I had you
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to do it 2 years ago. I'm like, what's taken so long?
Yeah.
And then, as you know, the algorithms on everything changed.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I can see another change coming. Let me be able to change before they change.
Absolutely.
So I'm not relying on all those people. And with that, this is why the restroom kit comes in. I love the restroom kit. Bill and Sonia Maisie, Jimmy Adams, with all that, because we like them. Where did they find them, Terry?
Celebrity Connected.
Exactly. And then my other friend, Lumi Charge. Love this one. He was here yesterday's show on that, where you have your cell phones can be recharged and everything like that. See, I'm talking about these products. Everybody's interested all of a sudden.
Very cyber, I want.
But
I
this
want
one, this is one of the new ones that he has, and you can
How-
recharge your thing. You can go with you. Swivel light, 3 different lights. It's got an LED light on it, and it's called LumiCharge.com. Balaji just creates these things. He's out of Orange County, and he's just got great things. He was here yesterday too. We had him lined up over there, and then Victoria was here, DJ Badash was here, and they loved it.
Wow.
And I'm like, these are great gifts.
Yeah.
Very inexpensive, but you can take it with you as you're traveling. And I've taken the original one with me.
Well,
What's the difference between that one that you had in Nashville and then this
This
one?
one's got a Bluetooth on
Okay.
it. You can listen to music.
Okay.
So while you're out doing your thing, you could take this with you.
Okay, we're definitely gonna need that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Since Terry's entered the Million View Club now,
Oh,
I'm
thank
so
you.
happy.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
she has over 3 million views and counting.
Wow.
However, she's on a show with us in Tennessee.
Yep.
What company? Talk about this, because you told about it.
Okay, so Flex 24, this is an amazing product. So I have issues with my knee and my shoulder from just injuries, from sports injuries. And this stuff like immediately takes away like any kind of irritation that I get. I mean, I always work through it at the gym, like, because I always believe I just got to work through it. But as far as helping me deal with it, it's all natural products, and it's back pain, arthritis, carpal tunnel, sports injuries, any of that. And this is the tape that you can
And
wrap around,
this
and
one's
then
the
that's
patches.
that's the patch. That's great for your back.
And they have a pain pin.
Yeah, because I
Which is you have arthritis and things like that.
yeah.
Or you're on the computer, instantly it goes away.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I had pulled my back, I think last year, lifting weights, and I had put this on my back, and it just, yeah.
And you can leave it on right up
likes
until like 6-7 days,
It's all-
and you can take a bath.
It's all
bath,
it's
shower with it.
all natural products. There's not any
Crazy chemicals.
chemicals in it, which I like because I try to like not put any kind of GMO or fake.
But it's called
stuff in my
Flex
body.
24, and so she's entered the Million View Club with us now.
Yes.
Her and Katarina. So
we-
imagine this, and I tell people this: how many people do you know? Not just one show, 1 million views, and still counting. Two
Crazy.
shows, 1 million views, and counting.
Wow,
And we did
Nobody that I know.
we did that in Nashville.
Exactly.
that's amazing.
Yeah. So Movie Reviews and More right now has 6.3 million views and counting. I've been so busy the last 3 days I haven't even counted the numbers. So it's almost at 6.4, I can tell you that. But again, that's we've had our best year. So when it comes to someone like yourself, you're what I was looking for. I wanted to be able to help those people who couldn't be getting help. That's very, very important. And it's not anything that you did. It's just the world said, "To hell with it. Time to lock everybody down. Everybody starting from scratch." We didn't because I saw it coming,
Yeah.
but everybody did. They were all caught off guard. And you saw, oh, empty spaces. I can do all kinds of things, which is what you're supposed to be doing. If you're a writer, music, movie, you should have been writing those books, the scripts, and all this stuff because time was only short. It was only a matter of time.
It's making you focus on going within, like really handling things that you're supposed to have done before.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. What do you hope to achieve on your goals? And what's your website?
So I'm at Cyberchuck 2.0 on Instagram.
I like that.
Yeah. So cyber, as in, because I'm part of Team Cyber Yoga. So cyber, I put that,
Cyberchuck.
and then I'm Chuck. And the 2.0 came from when Lamonte introduced me to the plant medicine. I had went there with no love. I really just had no hope in life, and I was just really broken. And when I came out, I really understood what love was, and ever since I've been just on fire for love and just spreading that, because I think that a lot of men, especially like myself, that were really into like fighting and doing stuff, it was hard to really to love other, say, men, and like really be there for a man and be there, like have some compassion for him and be there as a brother and hug. And once I left, I realized that it's real, that it's really real, that you can't do that for another man. And now I spread that love, and I've been with other brothers and spread that. So what I'm trying to do is inspire and motivate other people and let them know it's okay to say I love you. It's okay to care, and you know, feelings are okay. You know, when you bottle all that stuff in, like what I did for
It's
the
not
longest time,
good.
I bottled it up. I was so miserable.
And that's also how diseases are created too.
Yeah.
And people forget that. I mean, everybody kind of knows. It's almost like if you're a smoker. This says it on the packages.
It's gonna kill
Will and kill you. And I question my friends who smoke all the time. I'm like, don't come crying to me asking for money later on because it says it on the package.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
it. Disclaimer.
You know? And there's a reason why it has to say it now, but I can't help it. Well, I understand, but sooner or later, if you see people suffering,
Yeah.
that's on you. So I can have compassion on you, but still, I don't have to feed into your bad habit because at that point, it is a bad habit.
But
Yes.
I just want to say something because I mean I had dark periods in my life too. I think all of us do as human beings go through periods of our life. That's how we grow. But I think you have to have those dark go to those dark places in your life because in that way you can actually, when you get to a place where you are right now, you appreciate that because you know where you came from. Otherwise, how can you appreciate the joy in life if you haven't had pain?
Everything's perfect. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so true because now when this comes to me and when people love me, I so appreciate it and I'm so grateful for it and I'm so willing to receive, where before I could not receive that. I couldn't receive it. I didn't feel that I was worthy enough. Now I can receive and also give. And when I'm able to give now, first of all, I have to love myself, right? So there's a saying that someone said, I love and accept myself. Once you figure that out, then you can truly love other people.
Absolutely.
So that's what I've learned, and I'm so happy and grateful for my best friend here. for showing me the light. And ever since, I've been clean. I've been sober. And
It's not easy, is it?
no, yeah, I had 20 plus years battling. So, and I haven't.
I've
touched-
been with a lot of my friends on the adult side and on the mainstream side of doing that, where I had to go get them out of bed. I'd have a key to their house, and they'd be partying all night. I'm like, and I would automatically start cleaning up, and I put them in the shower, or,
Yeah.
you know, and then they get upset because I didn't sleep with them, and I'm like, it's better to hug someone than it is to have sex with them.
No, that is so true.
Absolutely.
And they don't realize that because they're looking at, was something wrong with me? I'm like, nope, I'm here to leave you better than when I found you. And that's really what
That's
it
amazing.
is.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's not easy to do
No.
because you imagine how many people would have taken advantage of them. But almost all of them, till this day, are friends of mine.
Yeah.
And then they remind me, oh, I remember when you took me to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking back because we did a show Monday here on my movie critic friends. On one discovered Tiffany Haddish, the other one Gabrielle Union, the other one was Cedric the entertainer. We were all talking about that because we would literally come in. You know how you would have, I don't know if you went, did you go to the premiere of Are We, just what was it, Just Served, or Are We Being Served, or whatever it was? The movie
You
you
got
were in?
served? Yes. Yes, I
All
was
right, so you imagine, you know what it's like to go to that and maybe walk that red carpet. And then, so that's the high.
Yeah.
But people don't realize all the work that went into going to get there to do that.
A lot of work, yeah.
And then to maintain that. Not easy.
No, it's not. It's not. But you have to, you know, as I said it before, the consistency, like you have to stay on it.
Talk about your partner that you do a lot of the things with.
Oh.
And give your website.
Okay, my website is cyberyoga.com. You can follow me on Instagram at cyberyoga. With my partner, Paula Rubis, we created a new technology. It's more of like a sister of the cyber yoga mindset, but it's like cyber yoga with like two people, but more of a sensual and compassionate side, not as rigid, but more about yoga dance therapy movement for couples. So we created this concept about 2 years ago, and it wasn't until COVID that we realized how important this is for couples because everybody's shacked together. And so we wanted to create something to cultivate love and compassion for couples all across the globe. And so we created Neo Sutras, which is the partner dance movement therapy. And you'll see the videos.
I love
It's
the videos.
Self-explanatory when you see the movement.
So you're also doing TikTok right now, but you talked about a couple videos that got some really good hits on it, right? Some views?
Mainly on Instagram. I've done some like crazy radical concepts, and people really like, like they really resonated with it, with the concepts and stuff like that. Just me, just being myself, just being crazy, and just taking advantage of all the space during COVID.
So you talked about what you created during that. You were okay. How was some of your friends? Because
Some of my
you
friends
probably had to call and inspire them, I guess, right?
Yeah, a lot of my friends took it really hard. They're not able, but I feel like this is an awakening for everybody on all levels, mental,
Absolutely.
physical, and spiritual. A lot of people are dealing with themselves, like really dealing with themselves.
And they find
being
out they don't
alone.
like themselves.
They
or
don't
the
like
people
it.
that they're with.
They don't like it. And so, as I said it before, this is more of like an awakening for humanity more than it's like a pandemic or something. It's like, wake up. It's time to wake up. What are you
Exactly.
facing? What are you not wanting to face? Just this.
And Terry, you were constantly working during the time, so I know a lot of your friends suffered.
Well, I was fortunate that I was working and that I have a roommate who is like my sister, so I didn't get lonely. But we had other friends that lashed out at us. I think because we were kind of having a good time because we would make these funny videos and put them on Facebook. Everybody was laughing at us, but then there were some people that were just like bitter and then wanted to be down on us because we weren't depressed during this time. So it was kind of hard. But I mean, it brought the good out of people and it brought the worst out of people was what I saw. So, but I also got on TikTok during the lockdown, and so I just.
And like I say, thank goodness for TikTok and you and Terry.
I mean, because I'm ADD, so I get bored. So I get bored really easily, and I'm a very social person. So
and
I just
you don't
started.
want to deal with her when she's bored. All kinds of things. Imagine what you went through. Imagine what I would go through watching what she might say.
So I just always, because I always have to be like doing something. That's how my mind works.
I
so,
call her an instigator. She might say something, and all of a sudden the world will respond.
Well, anyway.
And then all of a sudden she backs away, but they're still fighting.
Anyway, well, I've been making funny videos and just trying to I use comedy to kind of get through stuff. I mean, the stuff on TikTok is just mindless, silliness, but you know what? It's kind of an escape, and so it's fun.
It's needed now more.
Yeah,
than
it is
ever.
needed more than ever. You know what I mean?
Humor
It's
is
just
amazing.
to be silly on there, and I like to be funny, and I kind of found that I have this funny side on my. That I knew I always had it, but I never you have.
She actually is kind of funny.
You know,
I have to admit that.
I knew I had this gift that I'm funny, but I just never did anything with it except with my friends, and so.
And
now
I
I'm putting
told
it
her to
there.
pick up something like Flex or whatever, just like I'm telling you, and incorporate it. It's like
Yeah.
a simple thing. You guys are already doing whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm too busy building our empire up.
And
So
that you're
why
doing
not
it.
utilize it, right? If I find great products and they like what you're doing, why
Yeah.
not, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
makes sense. Terry, give you TikTok.
Well, everything on all platforms. I'm Terry Marie Nonstop on TikTok, Instagram, my Facebook fan page, and then my website is terrymarieofficial.com.
So you're going to be following those two and vice
Yes,
versa, lady?
we are. Maybe
And
we
we're
can
gonna be following her
may-
as well.
Maybe we can do
Yes.
some. Maybe we can do some TikToks together. It'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
I'm silly,
Yes.
definitely. Yes.
let's
I'm
do
a
it.
silly
I'll
one.
be watching in the stands. That's what I will be doing.
Look forward to it.
Talking about, if you guys, so I got to ask you guys this.
Yes.
What is it like not to be going to clubs? What is it like not to be going to movies for you guys?
Ooh, movies was big for me. I
too.
was always at the
Because it was your getaway,
That was
escape.
yes. I would
That's-
go during
that
the
was
day
my
when a
thing.
lot of people weren't around.
That's
because
when I went.
That's him.
Yeah.
Actually, I went and saw a movie.
You went and saw Tenet, right?
Tenet. How did you know?
Because I know these things.
Because he's psychic.
He got the same.
I have
invite.
intuitive knowing.
In Orange County, I went and saw Tenet.
Yeah. How many people were in the theater?
Maybe about 10 people.
Did you go opening when they first?
No.
Oh, you went later.
I went later.
What was that like?
Orange County is actually open. It was kind of weird. I was like, am I actually watching the movie right now? It was bittersweet because I realized how dirty the movie theater was.
Oh my God.
And
Yep.
how nice it is being at home. But there's something magical about going to a movie theater with other people, looking at the large screen. I don't know. There's something magical about that I can't.
Go back to the
like,
dirty movie theater part. Because this is what I was talking
Because
about.
there's less people in there, you notice the dirt.
No, here's the thing. It's what people do in the dark that you're not paying attention
Oh.
to.
Oh gosh.
So if you can say you're wearing your mask, but your mask is going to come off as soon as that movie starts, most likely.
Yeah.
There'll be yelling, kissing, whatever the case is, depending where you are, no matter what. And that's what I want to know. There's a reason why you aren't seeing any big budget movies because it's about the ventilation. It's not done yet.
Yeah. It's not done.
And-
They haven't taken, they're not doing nothing about it.
Well, I mean, I was on a plane this weekend, and people wear their masks they're not wearing them right on the plane. As soon as they get on the plane, they're like this. You know
They're
what I mean? So-
getting better.
They're,
at
no,
doing
well, the
it.
circulation on the air and the airplane on the planes is there now, so I'm fine with that. But I'm just saying, people are not going to wear those masks right. They just wear it down here and up here.
Well, I challenge anybody to wear it for 17 hours
Well,
on an Amtrak one way.
Well, just wearing it 6 hours on a plane is hard.
I challenge anybody to wear it
No, I
17
agree.
hours on an Amtrak one way.
For me, honestly, the mask thing is weird. I mean, for instance, if we go to a restaurant, you can walk.
Oh gosh, that's silly rules.
This is silly.
Yes.
Please. So you can walk into the restaurant with a mask on, right? As soon as I sit down, it's okay to take it off. I can eat, I can drink. So what is COVID on a break or something? I'm really confused about how this process
I had that
works.
happen to me too when my friends picked me up. They were strangers. And I don't know who these people are for the property. I was checking out everything. And I was like, they took me to a restaurant. I'm like, we can eat inside?
Yeah.
And they ate inside and it was a hot zone. I was like, well, this is weird. And then I'm sitting with people that I don't know yet. Cool people, but I don't know them. I know where I haven't been. I know I've been safe and everything. There's a reason why I have my Lysol and my hand sanitizer and my Ellipto stuff. I've had this stuff for years. This just didn't creep up on me. Like I said, I always knew. So, and before you guys came in, everything is sprayed down and you had your temperatures checked and you're out there and you can see our open
Very efficient.
thing, But it's one of those things like this, it just didn't happen. So I was like, this is weird. And then we went to go have drinks. We were having fun. But I was like, I was still weird. This is weird. And
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, and it made no sense to me.
Doesn't
And
make
depending what state, county you were in, there was no uniformity.
None of the rules make any sense.
She went to Florida and had fun, and I was
Florida's
concerned about
completely
it.
open.
No, the thing,
was
I just
shocked.
They never shut down.
Somebody took a crayon and just went like this, like, and made all these rules. Because another thing that drives me crazy is that you can not only go to a restaurant, you have to take the mask off so COVID doesn't hurt you because
Yeah.
you're sitting at your table.
Yeah.
You can have 6 people at a table, but if one more person comes, you can get COVID. But then if one person leaves, another person comes in, you can have so the magic number for COVID is 6.
Yeah. Why 6?
So I'm like, I don't really understand. I mean,
Doesn't
it's
make sense.
literally we were watching the Dodger playoff game. We had 6 people at our table. One of our friends left. Another one came, and I was just. And then my other friend is sitting there, trying to argue with everybody about how you should wear a mask while he's not wearing a mask while he's screaming. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? So it just doesn't make any sense.
Things don't make any sense
It just
at
makes
all.
no sense.
Yeah.
So I give up. I'm just, I want businesses to stay open. So just, I do what I'm supposed to do within
Yeah.
those businesses, and don't try not to think about it too much because it will drive you crazy if you
drives
think
you
about all
insane.
these rules.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
So to end,
Yes.
you got about 60 seconds. Give your website again.
Okay, so on Instagram, I'm at CyberChuck 2.0. And also, we are at Team Cyber Yoga on Instagram. So that would be our team page where we post daily, like photos and everything to inspire. And then at CyberChuck 2.0, that's where I do all my inspiration, speaking, and motivation. And I'm always tied to Lamonte, which is at Cyber Yoga.
And if you can say anything about Veterans Days, why it's important, besides Veterans Day, what would you say?
I'd say it's very important because there's a lot of veterans out there that feel like they're not seen and they're not loved. And just to support them and let them know that they're appreciated for what they've done, that's really important because I feel that a lot of people don't feel that, or a lot of veterans don't feel like they're appreciated by other people. And just to show appreciation for what they've done, because not many people go out there and do what they've done. And just to show appreciation and love for them, it would be amazing. And I'm sending my love to each and every one of them.
yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I always clap for that because Drum Corps became out of Veterans of Foreign Wars, Catholic Youth Organization, American Legion. That's why I'm a Drum Corps nut on Instagram because of that, the sacrifices that people made, and it came out of the military band. My favorite drum corps is the United States Marine Corps Band, and a lot of them marched in drum corps. So
Yeah.
my hat goes off to them.
For sure.
Lamont.
So you can find me on my website at cyberyoga.com, on my Instagram at cyberyoga, and my other account with my partner and my family, Cyber Family, at Team Cyber Yoga.
So between now and March, what's your goal? What do you want to accomplish?
I want Team Cyber Yoga to grow, build more family, more love, and more compassion, more understanding under the Team Cyber Yoga and Cyber Yoga mindset code.
That's a good one. I like that. Terry,
What?
between now and the end of the year,
Uh-huh.
what do you want to accomplish?
Oh, what I want to accomplish? I'm just gonna focus on my.
She's like, what?
I'm like, what am I? I have so much going on in my mind. I'm just gonna focus on getting to my fitness goals, so that I can compete in January. So that's my biggest goal right now, and to stay on my diet.
And website one more time.
Oh, my website. Oh, TerryMarieOfficial.com. Then Terry Marie Nonstop on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
So I want to thank you for everybody for coming.
Thank you.
Because
It's an honor.
Thank you.
always thank
Yep.
you for picking up the phone. You always say yes, which is what people are supposed to do. You'd be surprised. I call people. I'm checking. You want to come on a show? They're like, I don't have anything to talk about. I'm like, what? How many people are calling you? First of all, the answer is none. Second of all, the other thing is how many people want you to come on. There's a reason. Again, reaching out. You can reach out. These are the answers that I get sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, they don't get it. It's not what you're not doing. Be happy that someone reached out and talked to you, invited you to come on to
Thank
do
you.
something,
Yes,
first
yes,
of all.
yes, yes.
Because, as I'm talking to you, I have people reaching out to me right now on my other phone around the world, watching what we're doing. And I haven't even kicked off everything yet. I need another 2 weeks, even though we actually officially kick off next week, November 17th.
There we go.
However, I still need another 2 weeks just to get everything done. There's so much stuff to put into all the stuff.
Yeah.
But how do you like the Mike House studio?
Oh, we love it.
We love
I
it.
love
Thank
We
you.
love
It's
it.
such an
Yeah.
honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
you
having
guys will
us.
probably
Thorough.
come back, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, we're
You
gonna
like
be
that little
back.
lobby out there?
Oh, love
Oh,
it.
Yeah, we're gonna be back
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, you can do things. There's a reason why it's open.
I will
Oh, we
say
can do
yes
a whole lot of
every
things.
time. Yes, every time.
Yeah.
I will pick up every time.
So with that, coming live at the Mike House Studio for artists by artists, this is Brian Sebastian, and for Nonstop and everybody else that was on here, movie reviews and more. Worldwide TV network, womenontv.tv, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. And if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it, don't they?
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's all
We'll
about
see
love.
you
Love is so
next
powerful.
week.